Hi everyone! Welcome to my little craft room. This room used to be in the attic, but I decided to move it to the first floor when I started hosting workshops for small groups. So this area is a packaging area where I have my wrapping papers, ribbons, and tags. This first drawer has like the giveaways I put in the packages, some stickers, and this drawer has the cords. Here are more freebies, and then my cardstocks arranged per color. And this cabinet is where I store my watercolor papers, Yupo, and other substrates. And this next storage cabinet, I have some books and magazines, and the following drawers store my ink pads. The first drawer are for my Altinu dye inks, which are organized by set. And the next drawer stores my pigment inks, StazOn inks, Memento and Versamark ink pads, alcohol ink, archival inks. This drawer is where I store my distress inks and oxides and blending tools. And the next one, I have watercolors, gouache, colored pencils, permanent markers, brush markers. And the last drawer is where my punches are, art dressing materials, and blender brushes. I added labels to the drawers to make it easier to find things. The next set of drawers, first one is for post-its and wires. The next is for my embossing powders, followed by the liquid watercolors and refills. Next is the embellishment drawers for brads and other metal embellishments. In the last drawer, I keep all the different types of papers: board paper, photo paper, transparencies, and sticker papers. Next, I have drawers where I store my pens and pencils and erasers, and there's more office supplies, rubber bands, adhesives, and then these are my adhesive drawer, and then more office supplies. This is my workstation wherein I have all the essential tools within arm's reach. This caddy holds my sharps, mixed media brushes, rulers, pens, washi tapes, and other tools. I have a separate container for my precious watercolor brushes and blending brushes. Here I have 3 heat tools. One is the hair dryer tool for my alcohol inks, the second is a craft tool, and the third is an embossing tool. This rotating organizer is where I put my liquid adhesives, anti-static tool, commonly used embossing powders, stamp cleaners, ink pads, and water spray bottles. I also have a container where I store stamped and embossed sentiments for cards. Another box is just for adhesives. I have a bin for new stamps, another bin for all the stamps I use for blog hops. And the third bin is for stamps and dies that I frequently use. This is where I store my Copic markers and Altenew ink brush markers. This is where I keep all my big tools like the trimmers, scoreboards, punch boards, and die cutting machines. I made sure to incorporate native boxes as storage for my chipboards, paper flowers, 8x8 and 6x6 paper pads, and embellishments to make the room more homey. These new storage boxes will be painted and labeled soon. I have 2 cabinets filled with mixed media paints and mediums, acrylic paints, etc. My printer, and where I store my cameras and lenses. And more storage for threads, felt, twine, and other embellishments. I love all the colors in this area of the room, especially my watercolor palette. This rotating watercolor palette stores all my artist-grade watercolors. These drawers store my cutting plates, distressed crayons, glue guns, and glue sticks that come in different colors. And the last drawer is for my mica flakes and other tools. Another set of drawers for my alcohol inks and swatches. Other drawers for my alcohol ink tools like applicators, Posca pens, Piñata Gold, droppers, and an airbrush. This side of the room is where I keep all the products I sell on my online store. I have a movable cart that carries pre-cut assortment of colored card bases and envelopes. Another cart has all my distress sprays, distress stains, and distress oxides. As well as embossing glazes. For my cards, I had a stamp made so that I can write down all the details per card. It makes it so much easier when I have to write for blog posts. Here I store my handmade cards and categorize them by sentiment. Now this is my favorite part of the room, a cabinet where I store most of my stamps and dies. I arrange them by category like sentiments, florals, seasons, birthdays, and alphabets. Each stamp or die set has the company name labeled on the plastic pouch, and these are all arranged alphabetically. I hope you enjoyed the short tour of my studio. Thanks for dropping by.